Yeah, red flag warnings don't start fires. Red flag warnings are talking about conditions, weather conditions that can take a small fire and make it a big fire. And we are witnessing this once again. How many times over the past 3 months have we had a red flag warning and a small fire started and it becomes a significant problem in short order? This is another example of that. We have not had a decent rainfall since May. That's a long time ago. That's more than 8 months ago. We had so much rain the past 2 years that all the vegetation in these places where people don't live has just grown and grown and grown, and now it's completely dried out. We have relative humidity sitting at about 5 or 10%, and of course the biggest factor when it comes to weather is the wind. Now, thankfully, we are not in an environment where the winds are 60, 70, or 80 miles per hour. If that was the case, we'd be seeing a fire probably 5 times the size that it is right now. That said, we are looking at an environment where the wind is 20 to 30 miles per hour. You can see right there, Del Val, 36 mile per hour wind gusts down the road in Simi Valley along the 118, 33 miles per hour. Castaic Junction in Santa Clarita, 29 miles per hour. Not horrible, but that's going to spread a fire. So that is going to continue to be a problem. And we'll look at the ambient weather conditions. There's Lake Castaic right there. It looks like a lake in the shape of a V, as Mark described it earlier. Temperatures are running 65 to 70 miles per hour. The winds are pushing the fire to the southwest, which I guess would be my biggest concern, because we think of, okay, what's downwind? What is to the southwest of this fire? And that would be some larger communities like Castaic and Santa Clarita. Not saying it's going to make it there, but that's the general direction of the wind. And the wind carries the embers, the wind carries the smoke, and the wind pushes the fire forward. And that's where the winds are going right now. The next 24 hours in and around Castaic, we will see a peak of wind from now through about mid-afternoon. The winds will likely relax a bit overnight tonight, although last night they stayed breezy. They'll stay breezy again tonight. And then tomorrow, once the sun comes up, they will ramp up once again up to about 30 miles per hour. All of that is not good for firefighting. It's not as horrible as 70 or 80 mile per hour winds, but it's not good. Let's talk about some of the rainfall totals before I throw it back to you guys if you have any questions that you want to throw my way. This is the environment that we live in. November, we begin ramping up rainfall in Southern California. December and January, that's right in the middle of our rainy season. We have a very defined time of year when it rains, and then about 8 months when it doesn't. So no rain in the summer, no big deal. We don't average any rainfall in the summer. It's December and January and February where we get the majority of our rainfall. Look at December. Virtually nothing, less than 1% of normal. Look at January. Speaking of nothing, it has not rained in January yet. It hasn't rained for about 28 straight days in Southern California. And I'll show you the other numbers here. You can't see the numbers on the right because of the way we're doing the double box. Don't worry about it. I'll just let you know that this winter from December 1st to today is the driest winter we have ever had in Southern California. Now, how can we make a statement like that? We got about 148 years of weather data. That's a pretty large sample size. Out of those 148, if you rank them from driest to wettest, the winter we're living in right now is #1 on that list. So it is extremely dry outside. And then you get into an environment where I'm going to switch over my weather maps to the current wind gusts, which aren't crazy. And you'd see this and be like, wow, that's better than yesterday. It's a whole lot better than the past couple weeks. It is. But now you got a fire burning in and around Santa Clarita, and 30 mile per hour winds, Chris, will not help the firefight. It's going to push that fire forward, and the winds are coming from the northeast, pushing it to the southwest. Back to you.
Okay, Paul, thank you so much.